Good morning, East Texas. Time now is 5:47. The toy manufacturer in Pennsylvania is using some imagination for the fight for equality. The small operation is one of the only makers of toy plastic army men, and soon it'll be expanding the line to include army women. Reporter Stacy Lange has the details.
They're a plastic classic in the toy world. Jeff Immel, who owns BMC Toys in Scranton, says the little green army men we all know will never go out of style.
If you lose one, it's not the end of the world. Your mom's not going to kill you. You know.
And since the 1950s, no one's really broken the mold on the beloved toy. BMC is one of the only producers of the toy left in the U.S. Immel says a few 100,000 soldiers march out of this small factory on Penn Avenue each year.
And they were really into what I was doing. These are some of my products here.
But starting next year, Immel will start something new. Here's the prototype for the first female combat toy soldier. Before, women were only shown in historically accurate fashion.
There weren't many of them, but she's a nurse. She's holding a lantern, which is in honor of Florence Nightingale.
Immel says he's received requests for female figurines for years, but
to do a new set of figures like this, it's about the cost of a modest new car, you know. So I checked the couch cushions, came up empty, you know.
Then he received letters from a retired female Navy sailor and a 6-year-old girl asking for representation. That gave him the confidence and proof of concept to draw up some plans.
When you're talking about modern combat soldiers, they've got a lot of heavy protective gear. You shrink that down to 2 inches, it's getting kind of hard to tell who's gender at that point. And so I kind of went another route where we kind of expand the pop culture universe of plastic army men to include women.
Sometimes even the toy industry needs to be reminded to have a little imagination.
Whether it's a dinosaur or Davy Crockett or an army man, maybe, you know, having a set of plastic army women will help some kid somewhere be the hero of their own story at playtime. And I think that's a good thing for everybody.
BMC Toys Plastic Army Women should be ready by Christmas 2020.
Okay, so coming soon, as we've seen in many examples in pop culture over the years, especially for those young, impressionable boys and girls, you know, they want to be able to see themselves of all shapes, sizes, and colors in their toys.
Well, and think about the kids at home that their mom is serving. I mean, we talk about, you know, all these men that come home from combat and whatever. It's the moms, too.
Exactly.
And so they want to be able to say, you know what, my mom's over there serving. I want to play with the Army women.
You know, speaking of, parents will appreciate this, regardless of whether they're men or women soldier toys, they're going to hurt just the same when you step on them with a bare foot on the floor.
Legos, Barbie shoes. Oh, man.
Oh, boy. It's kind of hurting to step